These are the objectives. Of these, what have we treated so far?
We'll go to the first two.
First two, all right. Thank you. So today we are going to look at the data models, that's relationships, and DAX. Okay. Yeah, so that's what we're going to look at today. So let's get started. Just a minute. All right, so let's explore a little. Let's look at this data. You can see this data has a lot of, it has many tables. We have customers, employee privileges, employee inventory, transaction type, so on and so forth. Okay. Yeah, but for our purposes, because what we are trying to explore is relationship, table relationship. That's the objective we are looking at. Okay. You know, if you look at your Power BI screen, let's just a minute. You look at it, you know, there's one of the views that is the table view. You remember the table view?
Yes, very well.
Yeah, the table view. So I told you that the table view displays thumbnails of the tables, that data sets, data.
So thank you. It's me that I'm making you to sleep late now.
Please let's mute ourselves.
So where have you ended now?
Again, mute your system.
Oh, sorry.
David, mute your system.
I don't have it.
All right, so if you look at we said the table view is used for what? It displays the thumbnails of the data of the tables and also shows the relationship between them. Okay. If there's a relationship, between the tables, it displays those relationships. So we are going to explore that shortly, but first, let's go through the table. Now, we are interested in some tables here. One is the customers table, because the data we are working with has to do with sales, right? So the customer table is one of them, one of the ones we are going to use. And the second would be, okay, I want you to observe yourself, and if you find anything that you think is related to sales, just say it. Just mention it. Which of these titles do you think are kind of connected with sales? You guys are data analysts, so be able to tell me. You've not seen anyone?
I can see, but you seem too fast. You move too fast to.
Okay, let me scroll back. Okay. Okay, one is customers. Then we have, what about these other details? Other details status. Okay. There are some that are related to sales, which we are not going to deal with today, like these invoices. No, let's work with this. Other details. Okay. Does other have to do with sales?
It could.
Sorry, is there other details or wait, sorry, just a minute. Other details or other status?
Other details. This one has got to do with sales.
Which one?
This one, where I can see unit price.
Yes. Okay, so these things are this one that has other, attached to it. These are kind of related to sales. Okay. Other status, other details, status. Okay. All right. So we are just going to get some of these others, of course, others, other details. So, all right. So those are the ones we are going to deal with. I think that will be sufficient to explain how relationships work. Okay. So let's go. First of all, let's look at sales. Let's look at the sales table. Okay, there's another very important one, products. Product, okay. In this kind of analysis, product is very, very the product table. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at a few of them. Look at product, for example. If you look at this, you see we are talking of supplier ID. What's this? ID, product code. What do you think this ID would mean? This ID, what do you think it represents? This one is supplier ID. This one is explicit, right? What about this one? What ID?
Identification number.
Of what?
Of the product.
Of what?
Of the product.
Of the supplier.
Thank you very much. Of the product. Of the product. You see, it's not qualified. They just simply said ID. Okay. This database you are seeing, it's available online. So I got it online actually. Okay. Now this ID, you have to understand whenever you are exploring a table like this, when you are observing a table like this, when you see something like ID without anything attached to it, like here, you see this supplier ID, so you know what kind of ID this is, right? But this one simply says ID. This is product ID. How do I know it's product ID? Because we are dealing with products table. Are you following? So this one could have been called product ID. Just know that this is product ID. Then product code. Whatever that would mean. Product code, products. Of course, arguably, this product code would also mean mean product ID. Just a minute, we need to check this thing properly so that so technically here is this numeric ID, which is like a serial number sort of, and then the product code is just extracted from the acronym of the product name, the hyphen, and then the ID, okay, and the product ID. So anyway, but as already explained before, this is product ID, this is product code. Okay, I think both the ID and code may be used in this kind of scenario, but in when making reference, this code is likely to be more useful because the code indicates the name of the product in a shortened form, a summarized form. So that is that. So this one is likely to be used more. So this code is functioning sort of like an ID as well. Okay, but a more, we call it more detailed ID. Yeah. So thank you, Mr. Doty. Thanks for your observation. So now, when you are dealing with this kind of thing, ID is very, very important. This is why I came here. Whether you are using this or this, for the purpose of reporting, this will be more useful. This will be more useful. Okay. But this one, this ID, it is what helps to ensure that this one is unique, sort of. Okay. Please, are we together?
Yes.
Are we all here?
Follow.
Are we all following, please? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So let's quickly advance. So this is the product table. Then if you come to the others, this is the others table. Here you have order ID, order day, shipment dates, and so forth. But if you look here, you see the products ID is not here. Okay. I don't know if you can see why it's not here. But if you come to the other details, let's check. This is the other details. You come to other details, you see that the product ID is there. See, the product ID is there. But the product code is not here, right? It doesn't have to be here. The product ID is already here. Okay, so later you see how that works. All right. So what this means is that there can be a relationship can be established between this table, the other details table, and products. Is that correct?
That's correct.
That's correct, because they have something in common. The product ID. For you to have relationship with someone, you have to have something in common, right?
That's correct.
Either you work in the same place, or you are from the same family, bearing the same family name, or you are in the same, maybe you are studying a course, you are classmates. There has to be something that ties you together. Okay? Yeah. So let's move on. Let's move on. Let's look at